Hi there, Stampers. It's Lori Helvig with Lori's Stampin' Creations, and today I'm just going to share with you a fun fold card, actually, and it opens like this. Okay, so today is the first of four, a series of four, because I have four fun fold cards that I did at a recent class, and I called this my Fun Fold Frenzy class. So you'll have to check back for the next 3 Fridays, and the tongue twister for the day is Fun Fold Frenzy Friday. So say that 4 times really fast. Anyway, this is the first session. So here we go. You know, I could just play with this card all day long. It's just kind of fun. There might be a more technical term for this other than the hinge card. But that's what I'm going to call it, is the hinged card. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And I'll move some of this stuff out of the way here. My color palette for today... So just so you know what colors I used on my Christmas card, they're going to be Real Red, Early Espresso, Garden Green, and Whisper White. So that's the 4 colors I used. And then I'm really glad that Stampin' Up! Brought this set back because I really, really love it. It's called Cookie Cutter Christmas, and it has a matching punch that we used for our little gingerbread man. Okay, so that is still a current set and really, really fun to play with. So I used that on my card. And then this is the subtle embossing folder. So this is actually real. I mean, you can barely tell if you put your cardstock in there and run it through the Big Shot, but that's why they call it subtle. And it just texturizes your paper. So I'll bring the sample back here. It is hard to see, but this Early Espresso piece has that subtle embossing on there. Okay, so the pieces that I used, okay, of course, the Real Red is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so that's our standard size, and it's just one piece. It's not folded or anything. It's just a single piece, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this is retired designer paper. Oh, I know, sorry about that. But I did not have any current Christmas paper with the color combo that I wanted to use. It just didn't match up right. So, but you know, you can use any retired designer paper and it just works fine. So that is 4 1/4 by 3, along with the Early Espresso piece is also 4 1/4 by 3. So that's the same size. And then you just need to layer this. So you have a white layer on top of the garden green, and that's your dimensions on that. Okay, so a couple tips I do want to share with this card. When you assemble this, you want to put your designer paper on there and don't glue this part right here, because this brown piece needs to be able to tuck in there. So I will show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take our designer paper and put some, see, this is really old paper, but that's okay. Just ignore that part. It all works the same, right? So then you're going to put your designer paper on there. And I did what I told you not to do. So don't put adhesive on this part right here. So about that far down, and leave a 1/2 inch right across the top and put that on there. Okay, and then when you have your Early Espresso brown piece, it's going to tuck right down in there if you don't use adhesive. Okay, and then you're going to hole punch this. So we're going to pretend that this fits in there, right? Let me pull this up a little bit. So you've got your brown piece in there. Okay, and then you're going to punch a hole through there, and you're going to put your brad. Now I use the silver metallic brads. They're on page 198 in the annual catalog, and it's just a silver brad that looks like this. And if you punch your hole, you can have that all together, all 3 pieces, the red, your paper, and the brown, all connected like that. Okay, just by using those silver metallic brads. And then with the green, of course, you're going to do all your stamping, and I used an extra piece, just a scrap piece of white, to stamp my gingerbread man, and punched it out with the punch, okay, and then layer that on your card. So, and then on the inside, I've just used the layering ovals, Big Shot dies, stamp the verse, and then use the die to cut it out. And then make sure when you put this green piece on that you do not put dimensionals on this part right here. This has no glue whatsoever, and your dimensionals are underneath this piece. to raise it up a little bit. So it all comes together, and there's your hinged fold. Okay, I did add some of the red rhinestones. I used 4 altogether. And that's our first Friday, Fun Fold Frenzy Friday. So check back next week for the other card. If you have any questions about this Christmas card or any of the Stampin' Up! Products that I used here, you can visit my blog at createwithlori2.blogspot.com. Thanks for stopping by.